In the 10 years since I've driven this thing, so much has happened in the world, in my own life. My wife's never even ridden in this thing. There's just a couple of things left I want to do to it, some additions I want to make, and some things I want to fix before it's ready for the public. But first things first. Yeah. Let's do it. So the whole reason this car got parked in the first place is because the fuel pump busted basically right after we made the movie. It had served its purpose. There was no reason to fix it. It was in a nice dry place. You guys have seen it. It's basically been sitting in the same spot for a decade. Every once in a while we've thought about digging it out and we'll get excited and then we'll realize like, we gotta do this and we gotta do that. Everybody knows there's a new movie coming out and Ghostbusters is like everywhere now. So there's reason to get the thing out and enjoy something that we spent a lot of time on and with. I had to go over and dig it out of the warehouse. It had a ton of crap sitting behind it. It took me about 2 hours to move everything so we could get a tow truck to the car and actually pick it up. Problem was, when you put it on the rollback, the car is already about 15 foot tall, so you can't get it out the door. So I had to climb on top of it and take off a bunch of the stuff. I took off the radome, the TV antenna, and the directional antenna. It's the first time in almost 20 years that stuff's been off the car. Have you guys ever made something and then gone back a really long time later and looked at it and like how you did it? It's weird. It's like somebody else built it. Like I have no memory of how we put that together, but there it is and I'm taking it apart. My dad took it over to a garage that we have. The gas tank that we'd had on it that we've driven, I don't know, thousands of miles in, had been crushed at some point, but it was leaking gas, which is, you know, even if you don't know a lot about cars, you probably know that a car that leaks gas is not a good thing. So we had a new gas tank put on it. Today's October 27th, so the past Saturday, I went over and I had the pleasure of starting the car for the first time in a decade. It was running really rough though. And our mechanic was like, no, it's fine. It sounds great. So we went over to get the car. We're going to take it back to my dad's house. So he's got a big shop. But it was a unique day because the Ectos had a chance to meet each other for the first time. So the Ecto-1A and the Ecto-1 got to sit next to one another for a short time. And it was pretty cool. So car was running rough. And we haven't driven it more than 3 miles in a decade, so we weighed following each other home, me in one car and my dad in the other car, and then we thought about how much walking would be involved if they broke down. So I followed them home, and it's so funny seeing all the people responding. It's going to cause a wreck. It's amazing. It hasn't already. So we got the thing back home. It's missing some stuff. Not just the stuff I took off the top, but there's always some things that I didn't put on it. The grill strobes. The strobes that are on the car are some little stupid $20 things I bought on eBay about a week before we shot the scenes in the movie. They served a purpose. They look fine. A lot of scenes were at night, so boom. They've always bothered me. I think they look like crap. So I found some strobe lights that look similar to the Afterlife Ecto lights. I cut the old lights off and I thought the power module from the old lights might be strong enough to power the new strobes. You know, 1 strobe, 2 strobe, 1 strobe, 2 strobe. After building brackets for the two and mounting them to the car, it just wouldn't work. It just had one flashing. So still have to work on that. That's not finished yet. Putting the stuff back on the roof was tough. It looks so not as heavy as it actually is. The white thing with the red stripes, I was so worried that was going to fall off, like, because it was heavy. I tightened that thing down. One of the bolts broke and I like knocked the crap out of my arm on that roof rack, just like boom. The other antenna went on really easily. It's fixed. It's idling now. Couldn't decide whether or not we were going to wash it. It had 10 years worth of grime on it, like natural grime. It looks like the car from Afterlife. Screw it, let's go get the water hose and do it. She had a bath for the first time in a decade. It looks so good. The red, the white, everything. There's a couple little scratches, but that thing just really pops. Even the blue lights and the It's got 18-year-old 16-inch Coker white walls on it, which still hold air, aside from that one little mishap we had at the beginning of the whole adventure. We're going to take the 2-year-old tires off the 1A and put them on the Ecto-1. So, yeah, hopefully that'll work. Those tires aren't the right kind of tires we want for the 1A anyway, so we're going to end up fixing that later. We're going to try to get all this done before Halloween. Who knows? I've got some more videos I'm going to post later, but thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. I'm really excited. There's a lot of fun Ghostbuster things that are about to happen for everybody in the world. Mainly, I got like 4 of these things to like repair. Don't go nowhere, all right?